Right, good evening, guys. This is Crypto Society giving you a live trading session, questions and answers. If you've got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the YouTube chat box. And we are currently now live with Bilo. Take it away.
Hello, guys. Hope everybody's having a great evening. We have Frank with us and Pumpeye, the Sailor Man. Hope everybody's having a great evening. We have Frank. Oh boy, there's a lag. So we're looking at Bitcoin. We're going to take an overview of Bitcoin, looking at the daily chart. We see that we're now in a bearish, long-term bearish rising wedge, which we should not read too much into for the moment because it's going to play out in any way. We bounced off of 53,000, which was critical. We're currently in a doji from this downtrend here. We're going to go and zoom in 4 hours. We've highlighted a few points of interest where this resistance here has played out several times, from support to resistance to support to resistance. This green line as well, we've broken below it, and now we're trying to make it back up above. We're currently inside of this descending channel, which we are at the top of the channel right now. So if this channel is real, we should be seeing price action go back lower. Zooming into the 30 minutes, we see that we are indeed going lower. We are looking at some bullish divergence on the 30-minute chart, which could very easily be erased if the price continues going back down.
I just realized that your name is Bilo, like you were saying about the support. That's great. I suppose one thing I wanted to highlight out, as you were pointing out on the daily, the bearish wedge, is that obviously it's a rising trend, which has got a bearish tendency, but in bull runs, as this bull run has proven time and time again, the
would be
alts
great for the
that.
alts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the alts highlight that, and maybe you bring a good chart up now with the dominance to try and see. Well, I think when I look at the Btc Dominance, and I have done for over a year now, very closely, it's that blue line that you have, the light blue line. That's when I really think we're going to an alt season. I feel like a lot of people have been mentioning, this is, of course, it's alt season. Many people are still debating it, and it's, obviously we are, as much as the returns of the alts being there. But the way I would define alt season by looking at the Btc Dominance chart will be the real free falls that you see when you look historically below. If you can maybe zoom out on a weekly or something,
Sure.
and kind of look backwards. I think that really highlights to me what really is, what really is an old season. When, I don't know how many people lived through, of course they lived, but I don't know how many people experienced the previous bull cycles. But seeing that money flow really that aggressively in alts from Bitcoin is what I would really identify as an altcoin cycle, as an alt season. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm still very heavily positioned in alts personally, but it's when we break through that blue line that I really feel there's going to be fireworks going off, and people will, that's when people will know we're in an alt season. Because the last thing I expect from here, if I was to say it another way, is I don't expect this to really be going further up. I feel like the trend is quite long-term, fundamentally a negative trend as the crypto market grows. And I feel it's just a matter of time until we start shifting that. And naturally, BTC will become a smaller and smaller percentage of the whole market.
Yep, very true. In fact, if you look here, this is when Bitcoin hit its 2017. And then from there, you started to see alts come in and more ICOs like we're seeing right now. And then the Bitcoin dominance just dropped a lot. So
I wonder below actually if we can do an inverse fib extension on those movements to see how far extended they became.
we'll go to zero. Let's see. We'll go to zero.
This was a fun exercise. I've never done it in that way.
If we do that here, and I'll change the color to yellow, and I'll make it more apparent. Yeah, see? We go to here. It's quite low.
Jesus Christ. But is that what it was from the previous cycle? Like if you look at the first one?
I went from, as an extension, I went from here to here and then back up to here.
Yeah.
Which is the most recent high. So if you want to do a one-to-one extension, you back to 13.6% market dominance, which at that point, I think we're all gazillionaires. Because that means that our alts are all 1,000x.
Just a fun exercise to do, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, of course, it can't be negative and never will be, but I definitely see that happening at some point in the future. It clearly is not going to be yet. And
just for everyone
that's not in that cycle.
Yeah. Just for everyone that's not familiar with the BTC dominance, it just basically means what percentage of the total market cap in crypto is allocated to Bitcoin. So at the moment, 61% of all the money invested in cryptocurrency is in Bitcoin, and the remaining 39% or whatever it is in alts. So the lower this number goes, the more it means that people are investing in alts rather than Bitcoin. That's just basically all that means. So it's more of an indicator where the market is vis-a-vis Bitcoin or alts. The lower this number goes, the more people are investing in alts. The higher this number goes, the more people are investing in BTC. That's basically all it is. Just an indication.
Do you think with the amount of institutional money that's going into Bitcoin, do you think that the perception of what percentage of money is in Bitcoin, so the BTC dominance, do you think that that percentage, do you think that's going to stay going as low as it has been for us to see an alt season, or do you think that we're going to start seeing a higher percentage as that base for the start of alt season?
Great question, great question. I think what's interesting is that institutional money, if we talk about, what do you call these guys? Help me out. What do you call these guys? Grayscale. So Grayscale initially started investing in Bitcoin, and this is one of the main reasons many say that Bitcoin made its most recent bull run through many resistances, like they weren't even there. But Grayscale is also investing in altcoins. So I think it's going to eventually just average out. It's not like Grayscale is only betting on Bitcoin. They're also betting on Ethereum. They're betting on DOT. They're betting on, I forget what, but I think recently I heard Link. So
in fact,
while,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
No, but in fact, I mean, talking about Grayscale specifically, they have a whole list of alts, like quite detailed, even Uniswap. Like, I think there's about 30, 40 altcoins now that are listed on there of what's included in
that's right.
Parts of the Grayscale fund. So the other way to see it is, Pumpeye, is the fact that it's a funnel. People will come into Bitcoin. That's how it goes. And Bitcoin has its purpose, and everyone sees it as its digital gold, its store of value. However, the way I personally see it is that the Ethereums, the other products that are being created within crypto are the actual companies. So if you do say that Bitcoin is digital gold, I would argue that alts is digital stock market, effectively, in terms of the services and the companies which are behind them. And look at how that is. How much bigger is either the forex, some coins playing on the currency end and others playing on the service end. It would borderline be both of them together, even though Bitcoin does overlap a little bit on the currency front as well, at least right now.
I think Bitcoin. Go ahead, Pumpeye.
No,
sorry. No, please.
Do you think that the reason why we're not seeing a big drop in the Bitcoin dominance is perhaps because with Ethereum being the next biggest coin and with the biggest other part of the market share not moving and not going up particularly, it's not having as much of a fight at the moment?
I mean, first of all, I would argue that you say we're not having a big fall. There's already been a huge shift, as we've seen more recently. I don't know if Bilo, you can pull it up, just the recent drop.
Yeah,
I know I said that we're not in an altcoin season.
Here's Ethereum.
No, but I meant the BTC chart.
Oh, BTC.
BTC
Dominance.
Yeah. Because it has shifted a lot. The point being here, Pumpeye, is that money is still going into alts, and Ethereum is not pumping, and that's just one of the coins. But look at what Dotstein did. Look at some of the other ones. Look at the money that's coming to Chili's as a more extreme example of some smaller caps. Money is being translated into other things other than Bitcoin. I think what we will see once we break that blue line, it's just going to be a real shift of people really letting go of their Bitcoin. Because right now, no one is really selling Bitcoin. I don't feel. I'm not. Of course, the money is shifting, and we're seeing that, but not to the degree of confidence that they would much nearer the end of a cycle. Because another thing we could look at as a sign of that is that when you look at the Bitcoin, let's say bull market cycle, Bitcoin is the first to top off, and Ethereum and the alts actually pump a week or 2 or 3 after the top of Bitcoin, and that's because Bitcoin does its cycle. People feel like it's finally overextended to the degree that it is, and people take profits of Bitcoin, and instead of taking it straight into USDT, they pump it into the smaller next thing, to the next class that the wine overflows into, and then the next class and the next class, and then you just see kind of like that ripple effect into the alts. So for me, even though it's a great sign for my alt holdings, it's also a little bit of a sign that maybe I should start looking at my own targets of where I'm going to start taking profits as well, because it might end up being the end of a cycle.
This is a very realistic, I don't know, target, because I don't chart BTCD, but target, for lack of a better word, for BTC dominance if things continue on the way. I'm looking for about 40%.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too far away from the last bull run, would it?
Yeah. And the thing is that what's drawing money away from Bitcoin at the moment is that people realizing they could do easily 10x with the ICOs that are coming out. And these are serious projects. It's not exactly like the ICOs of 2017 where just anything was going out. You have a lot more knowledge in the crypto field today with people investing. People back in 2017 that just first heard about crypto didn't really know anything, and they were just putting in money blindly. Versus today, there's a lot of smart money, people that are educated, people that understand blockchain a lot better, people that know which projects are worth their investment because of the partnerships, because of the tech, because of the decentralized nature, because of the tokenomics. People actually know how to research and understand, and at least much better than they did in 2017. So the money that's going in right now is, where can I put my money and make money faster versus just, I want to put my money in a potential store of value. And when you really think about it, a store of value has to be stable for it to be referred to as a store of value. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying my money is in a store of value if it can fluctuate 10, 20% in a day. I mean, what if I need that money on the day it fluctuated 20% down? So I think personally, and many could disagree here, but Bitcoin is not ready to be called a store of value. It's interesting, but the potential for it is huge. I mean, I used to be very hesitant to say Bitcoin was going to reach the prices that we are seeing it at today. But in all reality, just look at the chart. When we go back not that long ago, where if we look at the daily chart, back in March, 1 year ago, today, 1 year ago, in March, we were at $4,000. I mean, imagine you invested just, where is it? 2020 March, I don't know, after the, here it is, sorry, right here, March 2020. We're at $4,000. Imagine you put in $4,000 1 year ago. That's 55,000 today. You bought yourself one Bitcoin. From today till then, that's, what is that? 12x? 13x? Is it that far-fetched to say that we're going to have a 2x from here? It's not really that far-fetched. But it's so much money that's going into alts because people are saying, yeah, okay, maybe I can make 2x on Bitcoin, but I know I'll make 10x if I get into this ICO, or 20x or 30x. And in my opinion, that's where the money's being spent right now, on these ICOs, IDOs, all these projects that are coming out with solid partnerships and solid technology. So
maybe
yeah,
we can start looking into some of the alts. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm seeing, can people actually hear us okay?
Yes, they
Do I
can.
need to increase my...
in the chat they say they can, yeah.
Okay.
I've just double checked as well.
Should we take some maybe like altcoin recommendations just to kind
Yeah,
of look at stuff?
Guys, if whoever's listening, if you want us to look at a particular coin, just type it out in the chat.
Is there anything you're particularly eyeing up right now, Bilo?
I think I was looking at, I mean, few of them. There was SXP, it went down significantly. As you can see here, I was hoping it would go up from here. It didn't. So
what's that looking like on higher time frames?
Ashraf has requested Zilliqa.
Zilliqa?
Yeah, and Ecomi.
Okay. We'll get to Zilliqa. I thought I had it here.
TGI Fridays. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Sorry, we're just gonna take a pit stop and look at Kusama for just a few seconds. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay. This one's for Nicole, who's at 99.3x, I think.
You might as well just go ahead and put a semicircle around it.
Okay, Zilliqa.
It's thanks to KSM, I learned to listen to Nicole. You know.
Yeah. It's one coin that I've been holding for a long time myself. Why don't I see Zilliqa? Oh. Okay, here we go. No, didn't add it.
It should be right at the bottom of the list, right?
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
All right. Well, what do we see? Let's take a look at the daily. So yeah, it's gone up quite a bit. We had a bull flag here. If we just take away the lines because they no longer apply. Last time I was looking at it, we had a nice bull flag. The target of a bull flag is the pole from the bull flag. So we're pretty much on another run right now. You know what, Frank? I'll turn it over to you or Pumpeye if you guys want to do the a bit of TA on Zilliqa.
Feel free, Frank.
Go ahead. You just have to share and it'll stop mine.
I don't feel like I've personally looked at the chart, but we can just see what we see. Let me see when you can see my screen.
Yep.
This is your screen that we can see now.
There's possibly a nice channel there, Frank. If you look at the top left, the bottom left, top high. Yeah.
Going
Just
up like this, yeah.
Yeah, looks like a channel.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I was eyeing up when I was seeing your chart up there.
Yep, very nice channel.
It's not bad. However, I don't know. It's this. Actually, on the normal RSI, this is the bearish divergence I was worrying.
But not on UO.
The UO is giving us the fact that it did go up with legs and some good volume. So I understand that's the case. But I wanted to look at the 4 hour actually, because this is the main resistance that I can just see immediately. And I feel like the bulls have defended that quite nicely. Then if I just zoom in very quickly and see this line, that's whether we're trying to break through, and it's been rejected today. Quite aggressively. Try to break through. Yeah, this could be a nice bounce up and retest on the maybe 4 hour now, because we only have 4 minutes until the end of the candle. But so if I was a betting man, I would say this is going further down at the very least to kind of like this level here.
Okay.
Yeah, or the support we just put.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a double top, right?
Yeah. And also, you know, we on both here we're seeing bearish divergences. So this was a perfect, let's say, zone to try and go. Oh no, not go short. Not that you would short this, but at least take some profits. But I still feel that we're likely going to be moving a bit further down.
Safe to say we'll retest the bottom of the channel, right?
Definitely, yeah. Because even coming down here, then I still feel that the weakness will be that it comes down, that this support finally gives properly and really comes and tests this support line.
Okay.
Which I like to think, depending how Bitcoin, always with alts, you know, we don't need to keep giving that caveat, but if Bitcoin behaves, this should probably, at worst case scenario, come down here, create effectively a nice bull flag there, and then go off to the races again. Yeah. That would be my hunch. That's how I would play it, which is to say, don't do anything now until you come down to a support if you're looking to buy. Coming down here, seeing this hold will be the play for me.
Okay.
Do we have anything else? Because now I can't see the
there's Jimmy that's asking for AVAX and Algo. Just a quick look at AVAX and Algo.
We use Binance, right? Just because I assume it probably has some of the largest volume.
I'm just snipering your watch list, to be honest, Frank.
Oh, really? It's quite... yeah, I won't go into it. At the top, I have all my Forex stuff, and then I go down into my crypto, and then kind of like the smaller, more random coins that I don't really touch upon.
I just
so
upset
what am
myself.
I seeing? I'm seeing a top here. Huh?
I just upset myself by seeing that T-Fuel is down to 40 cents. So it's down 15% nearly today.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, Jesus, is that in the last 15 minutes? Yeah, half an hour. Oh, and they're being serious, huh? They're not messing around there.
Savage.
And that's giving it this support off as well. Yeah, be careful. Just a quick movement there.
Damn, why didn't I take profits?
Yeah, and coming down here and holding that is a very realistic...
That's some retest.
Yeah, well, it would effectively create a nice double bottom for maybe a next move. even if it goes that low. I don't know. We need to look at it in high time frames.
Sorry, back to AVAX.
You know, yeah. Sorry, I get distracted here, but yeah, it wouldn't be unrealistic and probably quite a nice thing, though.
Do a fib
RSI.
on the last drop, Frank, from the low to the high.
From
Not
here,
there. No. The
From
next
down
one
there.
to the right, to the right, to the right. Yeah,
from here,
yeah.
to there.
Where are we now?
Yes.
618, 618, 615.
Yeah, exactly.
So we should get a bounce here.
Yeah, because I
And
was
if you-
looking at the RSI and it's right on 50.
No, but
so,
go back on the lower time frame. See what's happening on an hour or 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. This has to turn green though, man. Yeah,
but
let's.
it's bouncing in the right region. So
Yeah.
there's hope.
If this comes up, I mean, no, it won't. It's now. Yeah, not the re-entry right now. However, there is this as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is the place for it to bounce if it bounces.
Yeah, otherwise we're going to be seeing another good 23%. But, you know, what's that amongst friends?
Nicole's gonna kill you.
Well, if Nicole had taken profits when she saw that it was great.
Thing is, there's a lot of weakness right now. Now that I'm seeing these charts and some of these coins, again, a lovely horizontal support here. Did we just look at...
We looked at AVAX or Algo, I think.
Yeah, no, it was AVAX, yeah. Just drew that kind of top over there. This is looking fairly weak, however.
Indeed.
What's
AVAX
going on with
actually is
Bitcoin
quite
right now?
weak,
Sorry,
I've
like, how come they're giving in like this? Oh, okay. This is why the market's a bit shaky. Sorry, guys. Just trying to understand what's going on. But this makes sense. And it's actually given from the golden ratios way below. So I think that's why people are getting shaky.
Yeah.
Cold feet, whatever that may be called. Yeah. Bitcoin.
Do you see the divergences on the hourly too, or it's just on the 30 that we see it right now?
Yeah, we see divergences here, bullish divergences.
Yeah.
The thing is, it came with quite a bit of.
Does it also show up on the hourly?
On the hourly. Yes and no. More on the UO.
More on the UO, and then
More
go to 4 hours. What do we see on 4?
Oh, I don't think it's enough for the 4 hour. Though it's starting to turn on the UO, maybe. But I don't know. I was just looking for the reason why all the big all the altcoins were looking weak, and this makes sense.
So for everybody listening that's not familiar with TA, we generally tend to see that when Bitcoin dumps or pumps, alts suffer, and alts do well when Bitcoin goes sideways, generally speaking.
And the reason why you see us flick through this chart is because obviously, like we just saw, like 2-3 altcoins looking weak right now, and on the let's say on the verge of being much weaker. To validate your decision, always look at Bitcoin to understand what's going on. Look at the Btc dominance. Okay, whereabouts are we? I would say, well, this is absolutely perfect in terms of if we are to turn around, for example, that this is the thing that would give me now confidence that we will start turning around. So if I hadn't looked at the BTCD, I would have been quite bearish. But this is giving me confidence that maybe we will hold. And that's why it's good to always get confluence amongst not only the chart in itself, but the other instruments. And the same applies also in Forex. If you're trading any dollar pair, dollar instrument, to look at the DXY and what's happening on the S&P, that will all validate the decision of the trade that you're looking to make. So AVAX, I mean, I don't know what else to say here. Looking weak for me. It's looking like it wants to move down, at least in the short term. But there's some big divergence here. I wouldn't touch it. It's not a clear signal for me. Not that we're giving any financial advice, but
Okay.
on the other hand, what another beautiful thing that may be happening is this, which would not be unrealistic at all. Okay, something else to look at?
Cool. Then we have a few requests for.
Omi was
well,
one of them.
here, you know what? Everybody, excuse me.
OMI was one of them. OMI.
OMI?
Pro.
Isn't this a new listing?
No, that's not OMI's Go. It's another one.
Not OMG.
Oh, sorry. What are we looking at then?
I suppose you wouldn't be. It wouldn't be on TradingView.
It might not be there. It's okay. Try LYXE from Dan.
Looks so. We look at the tether pair, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the volume's like, but again, when you're looking at coins and you want to look at do some analysis, really you should be looking at TradingView, understanding where most of the volume is, and that's really what's going to dictate
Did you get into Rev?
Of the coin.
Did you get into Rev, Frank? I got into Rev. Did you get into Rev?
Only for like a few days. A friend suggested me. Where did you see that? Oh, you saw that here.
Yeah.
I got in around here.
Yeah,
Sold that
right.
at kind of like 2x. Happy,
Yeah.
but hey.
It's actually a good project.
Yeah, it looks great, and I'm into gaming, so I'm cool for that.
Yeah.
Looks so very similar again. Very similar to AVAX. AVAX. However, no bullish divergence here. So weaker than AVAX. And this is its first pump. How young is it? It's less than a year. Let's have a quick look at that. That's at the 50 there, and probably the 3.8 there. I am not, I'm more seeing like a descending triangle.
Okay.
Yeah, with quite a lot of selling pressure. And like I said, it looks weaker than the rest. So probably a lot of all these early investors taking huge profits here. Probably likely see a nice, at least reaccumulation. But it's also a young coin, so.
Is it just me, or could you maybe draw a bullish wedge there too?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like a flag. Sorry, is that? Whoa, what happened?
No,
here?
a bullish wedge. Just take.
Oh, I see from the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you draw the lines, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Could be a nice bullish wedge.
Could be, but yeah, in short, I still feel like we're going to be seeing at least another bit of what's that, 20%? Yeah. I don't feel that's going to turn around and break out by any means right now, one way or another.
Yeah. Okay. So the next coin, we have a lot of requests, so we're just going to move on a bit quicker. We have some requests for Bipro. You know what? Do BNT. Everybody knows BNT.
Does this come up, I wonder, first, because it's got the most volume? Not sure.
Bancor. No?
This
Terrible
definitely
volume. Terrible
doesn't
volume.
look like it has any volume at all.
Go to Qcoin or
Coinbase,
Binance or Binance, whatever. That's better.
Right.
Looking
Yeah,
good.
so what are these bullish flags?
Looking good.
Very similar. Yeah, this is
So-
not looking bad.
So Frank, when moon?
When more moon, right? As opposed to what people want to say, oh, look at this. It's also on a beautiful confluence.
It's really looking good.
This is not bad at all.
Very nice.
Okay, there's some divergences there. Actually,
Yeah.
it's not really a divergence. Let's say this breaking through. Make this a little bit more transparent. Yeah, it's still, I mean, the whole market on the alts seems a bit weak right now, but this seems to be generally holding up pretty well.
Yeah.
Right, that's kind of what my best guess will be for most of the alts right now, which have a more bullish sign. But I actually like that this has been broken. And I was speaking with a friend who's in this to take some profits around there. The fact that it broke it, nice consolidation, still holding strong. I feel like another leg up would now be a lot more secure than it would be. You know, buying there would have been a lot riskier, like a lot of people are still unfortunately doing. No, but BNT is still strong. God, it's still effectively the talk of the town.
Yeah, very nice. Next, maybe look at Hedgic.
Hedgic. Yeah, look at this. Sorry, I'm just adding some confluence here and understanding.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I think we're all on the same page here. Cool. Hedgic.
Yes, sir.
You even spell that?
Hegic. Yeah.
Like a hedge, I suppose.
Go on OKEx Tether, and then look at the ETH. The request was made with the ETH pairing.
Ah, right. So where are we?
But I would look at the Tether first, just to see where we're at.
I mean, Tether BUSD should be the same, right?
Yeah. On
both
OKEx.
This is the right way to do it, to look at both pairs anyway, if you have to look into a trade.
Oof. Look at that line.
I'm trying to, I mean, I don't know what happened there. Is that even within 4? It looks like a...
That's a fat finger buy.
That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, people definitely got right there. One way or another.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we? Let's look at the chart. Again, very young. What's that? 4 months. This kind of looks like a head and shoulders, weirdly.
Are we at, if you look at the lowest to the highest, what are we at fib-wise?
All-time low, all-time high, yeah. Whoa.
So we're below. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's holding around here. I was actually seeing these kind of, obviously the support resistance at exactly where the price is.
Yeah.
And then kind of like thinking this is a very common structure again in alts in the middle of a bull market. Kind of like a double rounded double bottom, or an Adam and Eve is common, you know, a more aggressive Adam and then an Eve, but that's not what we're seeing right here. I would say this is a little bit more like that. But overall, we're sitting on effectively a long-term support resistance, exactly where the price is. Actually, not a bad trade to look into. Let's look at ETH. Pairing. Here you see it much clearer. Right. This is probably not a bad thing to look into as a call. Overall, the call would be when you start breaking kind of like this resistance one way or another, very roughly drawn. I would take the bodies. Bodies there. Yeah, it's roughly there. Okay. Yeah. Actually accumulating around here might not be a bad. And then probably a breakout retest is what likely will happen when that does happen. If that project is, I don't know anything about Hedgic though, so I don't want to talk about the project badly one way or another, but it's looking like a good opportunity, that's for sure. Volume increasing as well.
Okay, great. We have a request for DOT.
Wow. Dot's been chilling for a while. It did a nice score like 4, 5, 6x. Where do I have it? I definitely have it here.
I just saw it pass by.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is what I was lining up.
Inside a massive flag.
Yeah. Now it's actually more consolidating sideways than it was. I could almost see like a rising triangle, but it's broken down from that. It's more like in a sideways consolidation, I would say right now.
Actually,
anything.
Check out the last 3 tops and the last 3 bottoms. Is that a bit of a channel too?
Yeah, like there.
A bit of a rising channel?
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting?
Sorry. In what way?
Isn't it interesting that you find that a lot of people ask questions like, is this a good time to buy? And it's usually when something has already been pumping quite a lot. And it's almost like they need the
Yeah.
confirmation that it's a good project and it's started pumping. But by that point, it's too late because it's already been pumping. Or not necessarily too late, but it's already past its prime, if you like.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I suppose a lot of the times it's because the price pumps that people talk about it, and then once people talk about it, people learn about the project, and then it's almost like what came first, the chicken or the egg. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, in trading scenario, price action comes first before you, and that drives a lot of the, let's say, not demand, but at least the awareness, let's call it. Some bullish divergences here along this channel.
What you're saying, Pumpeye? Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Frank, I thought you were done.
No, carry on if you want to say. I mean, for me, DOT in short is ready to go, right? It hasn't done the move that Chainlink, I believe, did last week, that kind of 9-10%, and we all know where DOT is going, I believe. The charts, this has been beautifully, let's say, bearish in terms of this consolidation phase, to the point where nice selling volume has created beautiful bullish divergences. This is a really good time to start looking into buying. Another good call for us maybe to consider, Bilo.
Yeah.
We're already finding some good stuff. And yeah, this is kind of like the rising triangle I was talking in there.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. It looks exactly like a rising triangle.
In the longer terms. So being able to see this happen.
Put together the target for this, Frank.
Of the rising triangle, I would call it, let's be conservative. Yeah, 50, but I mean, when this move happens, I reckon it will be more equivalent to like, it will be the beginning of a new move, honestly, because I don't want to go into Elliott wave right now, but we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. This is our sideways ABCD consolidation, and then let's say when we see the next step, it will be not just this kind of target. If DOT breaks out from here, yeah, one personal target that I have been eyeing up is around the 83. I think that's not even that unrealistic.
So for everybody listening, we all have very high hopes for DOT.
I mean, for anyone understanding blockchain and what DOT is doing for the ecosystem, I think people understand that it has a lot to bring to the table.
Tell us what you read into, Frank, when you're looking at this chart and you look at the rising triangle.
Yeah.
Tell us how you read the decrease in volume.
In what terms here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the rule is, right, decreasing volume, decreasing price is bullish.
Okay.
Rising price, rising volume is bullish. So when they match, when the price action matches what the volume does, is a bullish thing. When it doesn't, it's a bearish thing. i.e., if there's a divergence between the price. If you're seeing, maybe I think Bitcoin is a great example to showcase this, because it's been doing rising price. It's been doing rising price with lesser volume, and thus you get the divergences, like
That's right.
like this huge divergence. So when you see, sorry, my BTC chart here, maybe the other one is a bit clearer. Yeah. So when you see this rising volume and a rising price, that's a bearish sign. And that's why you end up seeing the RSI divergences, etc. So on lower time frames, going back to that, the only thing I would argue here is that it's not really up or down, it's just sideways. So I really feel it's just consolidating. This is like textbook consolidation. To be even more accurate, if we were looking at Forex, I would literally just draw it as a sideways. Like, I'll happily watch it play out around here, however long it wants. But consolidating at this prices, considering the last time it did it really was around the $5.
So can we say this is a very good accumulation point?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Sorry, my charts are messing up. I think that's what we're seeing. I think we're just seeing accumulation. Well, in reality, it's consolidation because it's at the top of the pump, but we're in a bull run. So, accumulation would have been here, textbook accumulation. This is, I would say, textbook consolidation. Okay. So in a normal market, and we will see that in the larger scope of the bull run, it will go all the way up, further up, and it will consolidate, and then we'll come back down into the whole psychology cycle of the market. But I feel like what I'm saying is, being in the bull market, we know this is just a mini cycle within it all. So it's a further accumulation point, but this was the accumulation point, technically.
But do you think that there's going to be a lot of people buying in at this price, or are they waiting to drop?
I personally feel like DOT is a little bit overshadowed right now, like ETH. And I actually feel like it's going to be, those two are going to be the next things that really pop, in my opinion.
Nice.
So we have a specific fan request to say Mark is number one.
Mark is number one.
He is the number one coconut, that's what he is.
Is that his head or the fruit?
Both.
All right, so sorry. Also, would you leverage trade DOT or spot? I do not leverage trade at all. I mean, look at some of these moves. I don't know what altcoins you guys may be in, and of course it depends on each individual trader. I have leveraged trade. I've leveraged trade Forex. I've leveraged trade Forex because when you look at Forex, these are the percentages you're working with, right? You're working between a 1% being a volatile day, maybe 2-3% being a volatile day. When you look at, so the point being is you leverage these movements in order to make that 0.25% a nice 2-3-5% if you're 20x leveraging generally in Forex. When you look at these numbers, 5-7-8%, until X, blah blah blah, minus. Okay, this is the only this shouldn't be here right now. But when you see these big numbers, I personally don't take the risk for that. I diversify. I take my long positions. I accumulate when I should, or I feel like I should, and I let go and I take profits as we go up. That's my game plan. And in fact, I barely trade that much. If any of you guys were in Crypto Society Crowd last year, we were a lot more active in our calls, in making sure people were accumulating the right coins. If we go back to DOT, FET, a lot of the coins that we've been mentioning, where I was pointing out the accumulation zones down here, this is where all the TA was being done. This is where we were telling people to accumulate. Now, the only bit of trading that I do is maybe when I see a blow off top like that, I may sell a little bit, take some profits. And if I feel confident, I may reaccumulate again here. So I'm only scalping a little bit of the, trimming the tops of any blow off tops I may see. I don't know what you do, Bilo, but that's my approach in this market.
I haven't leveraged trade in a while. I mean, why leverage trade in a bull market? To be honest, if you can hold coins, buy coins at the right time, and just accumulate and hold, with a leverage trade, things can very easily go against you, and you end up with nothing. I find leverage trading more interesting in a bear market personally. That's just the way I trade. I used to leverage trade quite often when things were slower, but with the current market, we're getting into ICOs again and getting into projects that are being called in our channel by some of our very smart, intelligent FA people. To name a few, we have our very own Lewis, we have Sylvia, we have Nicole. We have quite a few people that know their FA and are putting out some very, very decent calls on the FA front. Pay attention, guys. There's a lot of coins being called in the channel. We have requests also for
I'm just following one that I just saw
Yep.
as you were talking.
Go ahead.
He's saying that for 4 hour on this elf token, if I'm looking at the right one, if it pops, it will pop. Quite hard. I mean, just zooming out first of all, where are we? Is always the question. Whoa, Jesus Christ. I don't know anything about this project. It's definitely, since after the last bull run, they missed the party by a little. Definitely had their own. So again, this is kind of the typical thing that I was saying. You see almost something like this in coins. Clearly there's a bottom here. Accumulation zone, in short. Would I trade it yet? No. Purely because we're actually sitting below the resistance. I don't know how dead the project may be or anything like that. This is where I would consult a little bit of FA. There could be an inverse head and shoulders. There's a few things happening, but we're still sitting below heavy resistance. Sorry, there.
Nice. Also, guys, you're on a YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like. We count on your support. We have a lot of videos out there by our very own Borg Brain, who spends a lot of his time researching and letting us all know how to do stuff, like creating wallets, like staking, how to get airdrops. There's a lot of very valuable content that Borg took the time to very kindly put up there for us. So follow the channel, watch the videos, very good stuff. You will learn a lot.
Yeah, this is a very interesting chart. Why is everything on support or resistance right now? It's absolutely crazy. This is a very interesting one below as well. If you want to accumulate some more BTC, putting into wifing might not be a bad call.
How does the
only thing to really, like, technically speaking, you're seeing this kind of like rising, falling resistance.
Yeah.
However,
the head and
I feel
shoulder,
like there's a clear, but like the difference is how much are people selling versus how much are people buying, and this, you know, this is the floor. Here. This is how you get confidence in a support level.
Yeah.
This could have been exactly the same, but the volume could have been just flat.
Look, the only thing that'll make the price on this chart dump is Bitcoin pumping. Nothing else.
That's
Because
true.
go back and look at the USDT and just take a look at the technical target of that head and shoulders. It's almost perfect, just by eye.
I don't know. Sorry, I missed you. Sorry.
Just grab the technical target of that head and shoulders in the top left. It's almost perfect.
Up from here.
Yeah, it's almost perfect, just by eye. I mean, I'm not measuring, but just
No, I understand.
seems to almost be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it can't be negative, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, clearly this was probably ICO price or
Yeah,
whatever IDO
yeah.
price last year. So this is
Just
the floor.
Just curious, Frank, look at the USDT pairing just to see what it looks like.
I'll leave the wife in a long while. 32. It is a bit of warning signs, but yeah, it's so reliant, and again, most altcoins are so reliant.
And just curious, is it rejected close to 618? Just on the right there, just the last leg down.
Is it? Oh, you mean here? Yeah, it looks perfect on the.
Yeah.
Oops,
Yeah, right
we
there,
go.
almost to the dot.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I would take it from here anyway, but yeah. Yeah, whichever way you cut it, it's kind of rejected at that. But yeah, this is the warning sign, but the entry is not yet. It's super interesting for me, but the entry will be here. This beautiful little retest, wherever it may be. But it could end up playing completely the other way around. And that's really, as Bilo said, if BTC wakes up, we'll leave. And by wake up, we don't mean just kind of like hover around plus 5K,
like
minus 5K. Really
a strong
shooting for
pump.
all-time highs.
Yeah, we need a strong pump. How is BTC doing right now? Just curious if you go back.
Let's go back in that
Is it
lower
still
time
dumping?
frame.
53K is critical to hold.
Oh, yeah.
We're dumping.
Yep. We're definitely dumping. Look at.
We really need to hold 53K or else it's gonna dump big.
Oh, it's Wednesday, man.
We might
It's
be
not even
getting.
weekend.
Look at this. We might be getting to this beautiful line. For me, this is a nice accumulation point on ETH. We're not going to go into too much of this, but I really feel like this is just shaking a lot of weak hands.
Lewis is sending you mental little girls throwing stuff at you right now.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. He's mentally projecting little girls throwing something at you right now.
Oh, sorry, because of
ETH.
Because of ETH. I was like, what? Yeah,
I was wondering
I should be
what on earth
helping
you were
pump
talking
it,
about.
but I'm distracted. Yeah. No, this I call it
These
ideal.
are
I mean,
these are
just in the short term.
nasty looking candles there.
Yeah, this clearly. I mean, clearly in the charts we saw something boiling, and this is the support that's giving.
Yeah, these are
With some volume.
not pretty candles.
So, like we said, the price is dropping, the volume is rising. This is textbook bearish.
Yeah.
Not going the same direction. This is bearish, which is to say, should we come up here? I'm not shorting in a bull market or whatever, but should we come up here and reject? That's not a bad little trade in terms of the short side, just to be clear, one out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it might not even come back up to retest the way it's going. But this is this might be another little shakeout, but I don't feel like this support's going to hold for much longer, actually, if this is how it goes.
Just repeating, we need 53K to hold, or else we will see faster descent, in my opinion.
I think we're witnessing it as it happens below.
Yep.
But I'm okay because I'm not in, so.
Yeah, but the rest of your coins are. They're all watching. They're all watching. They're all watching.
I always think, when I'm worried about 5.15, I just go here and here, and I smile. There you go. This is where I can breathe, and I'm like, hi, we're laughing about this stuff. Like, even this support in this grand scheme of things, if we're being serious again for a second, it's nothing. And that's 50K. That's another 5-10%. It's nothing. Yeah. Even here, when people turn bearish, this is really when you zoom in, and this is why I call it, shaking weak hands out. This is what's happening. And like I tell a lot of my friends, it's, we've been smart and lucky to be here this early and to be accumulating our Bitcoin around 40 and 30 and wherever it may be. The hard thing is holding your Bitcoin now, because the higher the price will go, the more attractive it will become for you to sell. And this is exactly what they're going to be doing in order for you to give in to that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried at all about it here. Yeah, there's might be a red day or 2 or 3 or 10 or 30. Could be a couple of months. I'm not going to go into analyzing the cycles and going backwards and stuff. But no. But we're still very, very bullish, guys.
So 53,000 is exactly where we hit at 4 a.m. yesterday morning.
Mm.
Oh, last night.
No, it's an important level.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that break. It's almost probably breaking now. Look, and now we're seeing a lot more volume than we did yesterday.
We literally hit it bang on my nose.
Yeah, it depends on what exchange I suppose you're looking at as well.
Sorry, I was looking at Binance.
So there you have it. That's it from me.
Everybody that's watching, if you have any other questions, anything else you'd like us to look at, any other insight, TA-wise.
Ashraf actually said about ELF.
ELF. Did we not do elf? Sorry.
Oh no, I looked at elf. I kind of read it myself. I jumped into that. It's this lovely weird chart that we're seeing. We looked at elf.
Okay. Pumpeye, is there anything you want us to take a look at?
No, I'm cool. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, guys, this was fun. We'll be doing these more often. Just remember to subscribe and follow and like. And we'll definitely be doing these more often. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Pumpeye.
Thank you all. Thanks for your suggestions. I feel like we actually found some potential opportunities around the corner as well for us to look at.
Cheers, guys.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Ciao.
Good night.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
evening.